Welcome, one and all, to podcast episode number 3 of Business in the VoM Today. My name is Michael Murphy, the current president of the Mamaroneck Chamber of Commerce, and this is my co-host, Chamber Vice President Jennifer O'Neill, also the Executive Director of the Mamaroneck Public Library. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Michael.
Yes, well, did you know, Jennifer, that the Mamaroneck Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership organization established in 1917 as the Businessmen's Association of Mamaroneck, Inc.? We are a thriving group of merchants, restaurateurs, professionals, even librarians, dedicated to helping and supporting one another for the good of the community. And a special shout out to all of our executive officers and board members, all volunteers, who do work diligently to make the Chamber an organization which promotes and supports all businesses in the Village of Mamaroneck. So the Village Chamber of Commerce will continue to work hard at following our slogan, which is
Buy local.
Keep it local. And that is, and we are encouraging shopping, dining, and hiring, doing business locally. So on our broadcast, we have 3 segments. The first one is Know Your Village. And so, Jennifer, where do we begin?
We will begin with Jason Pinto from the Village of Mamaroneck's Park and Rec Department. Thank you for being with us today, Jason.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Michael. I'm thrilled to be here.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself? How long have you been with the Village?
Sure. So my name is Jason. I have been working for the Village for 9 years. I've been superintendent for over 2 years. So almost a decade of service to our community, and I hope it continues longer. I love what I do. Just a little bit about me. I have a bachelor's degree in recreation management, and I worked for the Village for 9 years, and I think this is one of the best recreational opportunities for community in our area. We have some of the most beautiful parks, Harbor Island Park being the gem of our community, and used by residents and non-residents alike. It's a very popular place, so we are very lucky to be able to be stewards of these wonderful green spaces.
We certainly have a lot going on. You were sharing with me before we started about some of the upcoming events that Parks and Rec is going to be handling, and it sounds like you're going to have a very busy summer. Could you tell our audience a little bit about some of the things that are coming up for the Village of Mamaroneck?
Yeah. So some of the events we plan in just as a recreation department. Some we work with others from the community. So like the first one, we have the Mamaroneck Public Library Summer Reading Kickoff, which the Village Recreation Department will have a little section in there with games and fun. That event is run by the Mamaroneck Public Library, and Jennifer and her team do a fantastic job working with us to make sure that the space is great. So that's coming up June 26th, so I hope we see everyone there. And that's at Columbus Park, by the way.
2:30 to 4:30.
2:30 to 4:30. So there's events like that. We work with the VMFD on the Fireman's Carnival, which is also coming up. That's June 27th to July 6th, starting at 6 p.m. every night. So there's a lot of rides and good food, and it's for a good cause. It raises money for our all-volunteer fire department, and that also takes place in Harbor Island Park.
It's one of the things that the Village is best known for.
It certainly is. It's definitely an annual tradition that is beloved by many in our community.
Wins Best of Westchester just about every year, I think.
I think so.
Best parade.
I don't know about
Best
parade, but
best
it's
carnival,
the best carnival.
And they've won best parade. But Harbor Island Park has also won best public park and for Best of Westchester.
Well, and our library was the best library in Westchester as
So-
well.
And
Aren't
these are
we
the reasons
fortunate?
why we're so happy to be in Mamaroneck here.
Right.
This
Yeah,
could be
we-
the best podcast. We will have to enter this, I think.
Yeah, so we do a lot of great stuff. The VMFD parade is obviously. I work with Michael on the St. Patrick's Day parade. We work with the Emlyn Theater and the Villagers Arts Council on great summer concerts in the park, well attended summer
You've got
concerts.
Broadway and Springsteen coming
so
up,
we
right?
have the Bruce Springsteen show on July 17th, Bruce Springsteen tribute band. And then on August 7th, we have the Broadway Family Favorites, which is very family friendly, Disney Broadway music and a lot of music you will have heard of. So these are really great concerts. We work with the Emlyn Theater, we work with the Arts Council, so a lot of partnership in trying to, bring these events together.
Yeah, you also have the community night out that I know that that we pitch in with the police department to have a wonderful night at the harbor as well, right?
Yep. So that's on August 6th. It's a Tuesday. And that's National Night Out, which many police departments around our area nationally do. And it's basically a family fun day. You get to meet and greet with your local police department, your local fire department. You get to play fun games. There's a lot of food and drink and things like that. So it's a great family fun day to come out to. And then obviously we have two really popular and well-run events. The first one is the block party. So I know that the chamber's aware. I know the library's aware. So our block party this year is on July 24th from 7 to 10 p.m. on Mamaroneck Avenue.
Is that a Wednesday?
That's a Wednesday. And the rain
Great.
date will be the following day because we want to make sure that we have it regardless of weather.
And you shut down the
Yep.
avenue from the harbor all the way up to
Yep.
Smashburgers.
Yep. We shut down the harbor. We shut down the Mamaroneck Avenue. It's all blocked off and safe by our DPW, our police departments, our parks departments. And we have a lot of great things. We have live music. We have inflatable attractions that the kids can bounce on. We have entertainment like the stilt walkers walking up and down. We have a DJ. We try to get all of our local business members to participate and come out. We draws about 2,000 people. So it really is a very local event. And I think it goes with your saying and buy local because that's the idea here. This is our Taste of Mamaroneck. This is our family, Mamaroneck Day type event where we want to showcase what the village has to offer, which includes dining and music and fun and games and interaction with your local officials, interaction with your nonprofit organizations. So that's the goal of it. To just be a really great community event.
So let me get this right. So it's 7 to 10 at night.
Correct.
You close down Mamaroneck Avenue from Halsted Avenue all the way down to Mount Pleasant,
Correct.
where Nona Corollas is, right?
That
over
is
there.
accurate. Yep.
It's closed down for 3 hours.
3 hours.
And you expect 2,000 people.
Up and down the avenue. Yep.
For business in Mamaroneck, it'd be crazy not to get involved.
I would
I mean,
agree.
it sounds like a tremendous opportunity for them to let people know what they do in a 3-hour period.
Yeah, it's a tremendous opportunity. I don't know how you would get this reach outside of Mamaroneck in terms of locally and getting village residents. It's a very local population that attends the event. If you're trying to reach your neighbors, this is the way to do it. In my opinion, this is a great way to do it. It's a great way to do it without having to spend a fortune on advertising or for a business. It's
What's the cost to a local business?
So a local resident business, $60. They get a table, and they can work with the recreation department just to make sure that what they're doing is kosher and acceptable. And yeah. So
Well, how is it to sign up? You
can go onto our website, which I believe will be up on the screen somewhere, villageamerica.org, and just go there. Go to the Parks and Recreation page. You'll see a link for block parties, and on there you'll see the flyer, the vendors' information. You'll see a link where you can register online. You don't even need to come in person. You can register online to do your registration for your table. Or maybe you're not interested and you just want to attend. There's all the information about, community announcements about the event and activities that take place. So I encourage everyone to definitely visit that website.
So if I can see for a business like across the street from Studio on the Avenue, we've got Salon Valentina, obviously on the Avenue, but Jennifer's business, the Public Library, and Murphy Brothers Contracting, which is over in the industrial area. Can we get involved too?
Absolutely. We welcome any Village of Mamaroneck business, whether you're on Mamaroneck Avenue or you're off of Mamaroneck Avenue. You can reach out to us, register the same way. We'll get you a table. You let us know what you're doing, how we can help, what your needs are. We just want to make sure that each business or nonprofit or vendor that comes is successful and they have a good night.
You're going to do the tiki party again this year, is that right?
Correct. July 12th. So that one.
The party never ends
I'm
here.
The party
telling
never
you.
ends. I
Keeps
know.
on going here.
We plan a really packed July and August for everybody. So the Tiki Party is another annual event. We have it at Harbor Island Park on the grass and the beach. It's definitely a luau theme. We partner with the fine folks at LMC Media. Excuse me.
Love LMC Media.
So we partner with the best LMC Media, and we plan the event together, and we host the event, and it's another free event for the community, costs nothing to come, even parking is free. And we just want people to have fun. So that event, we have a fire dancer show. We have a photo bus where people could take pictures and listen. We have a live band, steel drum band, so keep that
I
theme.
love steel drum.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will have a bubble show where the guy makes crazy bubbles, and a couple of other surprises that we're working on, so stay tuned. But it's another really great event, well attended by many, many people in our village.
Well,
As I said, Minister of Fun. This
Yeah.
is great.
People talk about how well connected the village is and how it's a tight knit community. And this is some of the reason why. It's the work that you do, bringing everybody together to celebrate and to have a good time. People deal with a lot of stressors, and then they just want to relax at some point and just enjoy themselves. And we don't have to go into the city or someplace else up to Connecticut. We just have it right here in our own backyard, thanks to you and to your team.
Yeah, that's it. That's the beauty of it. I have a great team. We work really hard, but then I also have great partners like the Chamber of Commerce, like LMC Media, like Mamaroneck Public Library, like any of these great businesses all around our village that are always willing to support us or to attend, or what can we do. So we are very lucky to have the support of the community, to have the support of our elected officials who obviously pass our budget to give us the funds to be able to do these things. But it's more than dollars and cents, like you said, Jennifer. I think the most important thing is bringing the community together, because I think we all need that. The whole idea here is we're 20,000, but we want to be 20,000 strong and be a tight-knit community. And these events really help merge that gap, because they're for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, where you grew up, where you were born. Everyone is welcome.
Speaking of doesn't matter where you're from, I heard a rumor that non-residents are now allowed to use the dog park. Is that correct?
That is
Would that
correct.
be true?
So yeah, the rumor is true. So on June 10th, the Village of Mamaroneck Board of Trustees approved the use of the Bark Park, or Dog Park. It's called the Bark Park, but in Harbor Island Park, to non-residents. Formerly, it was just open to Village of Mamaroneck residents with a dog license, and now non-residents can attend the dog park. So if interested, the fee, you just need to show proof that your dog is licensed with the state of New York, and then it's a $52 fee for the year annually. For non-residents, $26 for residents, and go to the clerk treasurer's office, and they'll sign you up, and then you'll have annual access to the Bark Park in Harbor Island, which is a 1-acre park, flat ground. There's an area for small dogs, there's an area for big dogs, and so it's definitely a great addition to the park, and it's great that the village is allowing non-residents to be able to use it, especially the non-resident business owners who love to bring their furry friends to work.
So dogs can be off leash in the Bark Park, but on leash at the harbor.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, please, 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 if this is my time to PSA, dogs must be on a 6-foot leash when in Harbor Island Park at all times, unless they're on the dog park. Your dog is not allowed to run free in any village park. Your dog needs to be leashed, especially in Harbor Island. So please, please, do that when not in the dog park.
Well, I think we want to keep everybody safe.
Correct.
So another thing that we had discussed about safety is about feeding the squirrels, which I never really thought of as a safety issue per se, but Jason, can you educate us on that?
Yeah, so they asked me, weird do not rules. This would be one of them. Please don't feed the wildlife in the park. Animals have a diet, and they should be sticking to that diet, and that diet does not include human food, bread, and Kit Kats, and anything you can think of. So please, it's not healthy for the animals. It's not healthy. It's not good for the humans, because the animals get used to being fed, and it just creates an environment that's not great for the park or for the wildlife. So
It's great. We'll take the Kit Kats, won't we, John?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and popcorn too.
I think
I've
I
seen
want a Kit Kat.
popcorn.
That might have been why I brought that up.
One other thing that I noticed while walking through the harbor is the number of AEDs that you have throughout the park. So I'm told that you have 6. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
For the audience, the letters stand for.
I know that it's defibrillator is the
Automated
last one.
external
Thank you.
defibrillator,
Yes,
which
you
is
knew. Right.
so it's a life-saving device that if somebody is in cardiac arrest, it will provide them a life-saving shock that can get their heart back and really provide that crucial moments between when the 911 call is made and when the ambulance and police officers arrive, which could be, around 2 to 3 minutes. So we have 6 AEDs in the park. They're accessible 24/7. They're in a climate-controlled lockbox with a code. There's signage on there that if somebody is having an emergency, you can dial 911, and our village police department will provide you with that access code, where you would then be able to get that life-saving piece of equipment out and save that individual's life. And that 2 to 3 minutes before an officer or an ambulance gets there is crucial, and it could really save their lives. So there's 6 in the park, and it makes everyone feel better knowing that at any time, if somebody has a medical emergency or cardiac arrest in the park, that those life-saving pieces of equipment are there to help them.
So Parks and Rec is not only about fun, it's also about safety.
Oh, huge on safety. It is one of the highest standards that we need to follow. We in our programs, in the park itself, safety is number one, and we're always looking ways to mitigate risks and how we can keep the park safer for everyone.
And we're so fortunate that we have the Village PD and fire departments right nearby and
Right
always
nearby.
willing
Within
to
2
lend
minutes,
a hand. Absolutely.
Somebody is responding to any situation we may have, which is not the case everywhere. So we're very grateful for that.
Was there
Jason,
anything else that you want to tell us about, Jason, before we...
I think we covered a lot in
We
10
did.
minutes or so. This is great. I just go on our website, Village of Mamaroneck, go to Parks and Recreation. All of the events are up there. All of our programs are up there. Please take a look at it. Anything you find interesting. We do kayaking. We do stand-up paddle boarding. We do beach yoga. We do arts and crafts type programs along with all these great events. We do sports programs for kids. So just look on our website and feel free to register for anything. If anyone has any questions, they can always call the Village Recreation Department, 914-777-7784, or email us at recreation@vomny.org. And we're happy to talk with anyone about any ideas or anything they want to talk about.
Thanks for coming, Jason. We really appreciate you being a guest.
We get too serious in Mamaroneck sometime with all the situations going on. It's great to have a talk about the fun things.
Yeah.
Great, Jason. Thank you.
I'm very lucky to be able to plan or be, as Michael says, the administrator of fun for the Village of Mamaroneck. And I appreciate Michael and Jennifer, you having me on. This was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Jennifer, the most amazing thing is we have this beautiful harbor down here, and I think that people in the village, they tend to live their daily lives, but I'm remembering that we have that gem down there. It was great to have Jason on the show, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, talk about all the great things happening during the summer. But now we're going into our segment called Taste of Mamaroneck, and we are a very tasty village. Let's welcome to the show Chamber member and my friend, Uta Londrigan, who is the owner of Heimat, located in the VOM's industrial area. And for those that don't know where the industrial area is, hello, Uta. Tell us where it is.
Hello. Thank you for having me. The industrial area is right between Mamaroneck and Larchmont. Many people call it as the Flats. No Fenimore, and we are right back there.
So the Heimat distillery is there, located right there in the industrial area.
Correct.
Okay, how many years have you been there?
We started in 2018, and that's where we started. We started on Center Avenue first, and then we moved to Fayette Avenue 2 years ago.
Why Mamaroneck?
Yeah, that's a good question. We live in Larchmont. I had the crazy idea about starting a distillery, and I wanted to start small. So I wanted to stay close to where we live because my husband travels all the time, and we have 2 young children. Back in the day, they were like a preschooler and a second grader, and so I wanted to stay close. I approached Larchmont and Mamaroneck. So I sat together with the mayor of Larchmont. But Larchmont doesn't have really an industrial part, or the zoning was just simply not made for a distillery. And then I sat together with Mamaroneck, and they were so helpful and connected me with different landlords. And that's how I found my first landlord, and that was in 2017. Yes.
Terrific. Now, for our audience, give me an idea of what Heimat is all about. First of all, what was the origin of it?
Well, Heimat is a German word, first of all, which means homeland. It has a much, much deeper meaning. It's more where your roots are, where you're from. So I'm German. I grew up in Germany, and I moved to the US in 2015 after living in Asia for about 4 years. So I came here. My husband is American. Both kids have American passports. I don't. I have a German passport. I was waiting for my green card. So I was not allowed to leave the country. And yeah, you can call it homesick. I started making liqueurs like my grandma used to make liqueurs. I don't have a background in distillery management or anything. My background is marketing. And so I started making liqueurs again, went to the farmer's market, picked up the fresh fruits and made them and gave them to friends just as a gift and enjoyed them. And it got to the point where people stopped me on the street and asked me to buy a bottle. And I was like, no, I don't sell it. So they had tried it at friends' houses. And so I was like, so my husband was actually the one who said, you know what, you always wanted to have your own business. Why don't you look into this? And that's what I did. And so with his help, we did the licensing. We first had to find a spot where we could start the business because the alcohol industry is very strict. So you have to have a space where you work out of, and everything is like where you place the spirit and where you store everything. And I met Jim Jackson, who was back in the days 92. Yeah, he unfortunately passed last year. And he started his business and built this building in 47. And so most of his kind of industry moved to Asia. So he had more and more rooms available, and he rented them out to smaller businesses. So I met him, and he was like kind enough to give me the chance. And so we started out of a 400 square foot room back then.
But you since moved from that location, and now
Yes,
you're at?
we are at 639 Fayette Avenue. Yeah,
okay.
and so we have been looking around. We quickly moved, like really grew out of our space. We rented another 2 rooms back there with Jim Jackson. And so I've been looking around, and yes, COVID hit. And so I was not like ready to do this big jump. I was talking to the different landlords in the area, and my current landlord called me one day and said, I think I have exactly the right spot for you.
It's a beautiful space.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
don't hope we're not making a problem for you, but if you've never seen the inside of Heimat,
It's worth going
awesome.
to.
Yeah,
It's-
it is.
Thank you.
So I people are going to want to know how they can get inside to take a look. Now, everyone that we have on the show, and we're so blessed in Mamaroneck to have in the village of Mamaroneck, in the VOM. As we call it, the VOM is different from the VOL and the TOM, right? It's the village of Mamaroneck. So we have these great restaurants, these great places like Heimat. And to give us we always ask for a specialty recipe. Do you have a special recipe for us?
We have plenty, but just quick. So we specialize in liqueurs. So we are not a gin distillery and not a bourbon distillery. We only make liqueurs. And when people think about a liqueur, they think about sweet, artificial syrup, and our liqueurs are everything but that. We only use 3 ingredients to make our liqueurs. We work directly with local farms. We bring in the fruit when the fruit is in season throughout New York. We use a whey-based spirit as a base, which is distilled for us upstate, and organic cane sugar. So they really taste like the real fruit. And when it comes to summer, I think a margarita is totally something people love to enjoy. And I know somebody here
Who told you?
likes it too. I don't know. And I think a margarita is such a simple and delicious drink, and especially with our liqueurs. So it's very easy. It's 3 parts, 2 parts, 1 part. 3 parts tequila, 2 parts our liqueur, and 1 part fresh lime juice. So you can do it in tablespoons for 1 person, or in ounces, maybe for 2. So you do 3 ounce tequila, 2 ounce of our elderflower or white peach or black currant liqueur, and fresh lime juice, then 1 part. Or you go into cups and pre-mix like a big batch for your next garden party. But I think a margarita is probably one, with like so many others. We have so many different recipes, yes.
Right. So for the board members out there, or the chamber members that are
Yes.
listening to this at the Chamber Barbecue on July 11th, we will be featuring a Heimat margarita. For
Or
those
maybe
that-
2.
Or
Yes.
2, yes. So
Yes.
we will get into that. So where can people purchase Heimat?
So you can just look up our homepage, heimatny.com, and there are where to find us, and you can type in your zip code and all the different liquor stores, but also bars and restaurants who carry us, where we are on the cocktail menu, for example, in the city, but also in different states. And there was just a new law just passed because we were not allowed to ship directly to consumers. But now, finally, we are allowed again after the pandemic. And so we actually will have our online store open again very, very soon. And so we can ship directly too.
How wonderful. I actually knew of you before I knew you. I was in the city and I was at a party, and my daughter-in-law to be pointed out that the spirits were made in Mamaroneck, and said, "Do you know this company? Do you know these people?" And I said, "No, but I will." and it was shortly after that I actually got to meet you. Delicious.
Thank you. Thank you very
So,
much.
and you will be involved in the block party. You could be giving people tastes.
Yes.
On Mamaroneck Avenue here
Yes.
when it's closed down on July 24th. Should be great to look forward to that. And what does the future look like for Heimat?
We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And I think the beauty is in simplicity. I promised my daughter to say this because what we do is not really out there. And I think our 3 ingredients create something beautiful without any additives or preservatives, and that's something which we're going to just pursue and want to be national. I mean, with California and Illinois in August, and hopefully more to come.
Agreed. It really sets you apart.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Jennifer, another great show coming to an end. So, Uta, thank you for being a guest on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jason Pinto, and all the great work you do for the Parks and Recreations. Upcoming Chamber events, we have the annual Chamber Barbecue on July 11th. Looking forward to that, where we will be trying the Heimat margaritas, among other things. There's the block party on the 24th. And then also, we're going to have our first annual Hispanic Business Mixer on July 25th, sponsored by the Chamber, introducing the Hispanic businesses in the area to the benefits of being a member of the Chamber. And that'll be at La Casa from 5:30 to 7. Looking forward to that. So that's it for this show number 3. Jennifer, any final words?
I would like to promote our summer reading kickoff that the library is doing at Columbus Park on June 26th from 2:30 to 4:30. It's to prevent summer slide. The children, if they slow down reading during the summer, when they go back to school in the fall, are already starting behind. So we like to keep them reading, and it's going to be a good time. The fire department and police department and Parks and Rec will be there supporting us and helping us, along with some local businesses. I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to our podcast. You can learn more about the Chamber at our website, mamaroneckchamberofcommerce.org. Special thanks to LMC Media. Podcast was recorded at their studio on the Avenue in Mamaroneck, New York. Please visit lmcmedia.org to book your time in this state-of-the-art convenient location, walkable from the Metro North train station on Mamaroneck Avenue. You can also support this nonprofit media center at lmcmedia.org/donate.
The Mamaroneck Chamber of Commerce will continue to work hard at following our slogan, which is
Buy local.
keep it local. That is encouraging shopping, dining, and hiring locally. For more information on how you can join the Chamber of Commerce, visit mamaroneckchamberofcommerce.org. We'll see you all at the block party on July 24th. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.